The arrival. The massive alien ship appeared in Earth's orbit without warning. Its sleek, silvery hull reflected the sun's rays, creating a dazzling spectacle visible even from the ground. Governments worldwide scrambled to respond, their militaries on high alert as humanity collectively held its breath. Dr. Elena Reyes, lead scientist at the Global Space Agency, stared at the real-time footage on her monitor. Her hands trembled slightly as she zoomed in on the alien vessel. "It's really happening," she whispered to herself. First contact. As world leaders debated their next move, the alien ship broadcast a message across all frequencies. The translation AI worked furiously to decipher the alien language, and within hours, humanity received its first communication from an extraterrestrial civilization. "People of Earth," the message began, "we are the Zarkonian Collective. We come in peace, seeking to establish diplomatic relations with your world. We request a meeting with your leaders to discuss matters of galactic importance." The United Nations hastily convened an emergency session. After heated debates and careful deliberation, they agreed to send a delegation to meet the aliens. Dr. Reyes, along with diplomats, military personnel, and other experts, was chosen to represent humanity. As their shuttle approached the Zarkonian ship, Elena's heart raced. The shuttle docked seamlessly, and as the airlock hissed open, she took a deep breath. The human delegation stepped into the alien vessel, greeted by tall, slender beings with iridescent skin and large, expressive eyes. The Zarkonian leader, introduced as High Emissary Excelfor, bowed slightly. "Welcome, humans. We are pleased to make your acquaintance." Over the next few days, the human delegation engaged in intense discussions with the Zarkonians. They learned of a vast galactic community and an impending threat that endangered all sentient life. The Zarkonians explained that they had come to Earth seeking allies in the fight against a destructive force known as the Void Eaters. "Your species has great potential," Selthor explained. "We have observed your resilience, your adaptability, and your technological progress. We believe that humans could play a crucial role in the coming conflict." While some members of the delegation were honored by the aliens' assessment, others grew suspicious. Captain Sarah Chen, the military representative, voiced her concerns. "With all due respect, Emissary Excelfor, why should we trust you? How do we know this isn't some elaborate ruse to conquer our planet?" Zelthor's expression softened. "Your caution is understandable, Captain Chen. We do not ask for your trust blindly. We offer to share our technology and knowledge as a gesture of good faith. In return, we hope you will consider joining our alliance against the Void Eaters." As the negotiations continued, tensions on Earth grew. News of the alien arrival had sparked both wonder and fear among the population. Protests erupted in major cities, with some demanding immediate cooperation with the aliens, while others called for isolation and defensive measures. Dr. Rice found herself torn between excitement at the scientific possibilities and concern for humanity's safety. One evening, as she studied Zarkonian star charts in her quarters aboard the alien ship, she received an urgent message from Earth. "Elena, it's General Williams." The holographic projection spoke. "We've detected multiple unidentified objects entering the solar system. They don't match Zarkonian signatures. I need you to find out what's going on up there." Alarmed, Elena rushed to find Excelfor. She found the alien leader in deep discussion with other Zarkonians, their expressions grim. "High Emissary," Elena interrupted, "we've detected unknown objects entering our system. Are they your ships?" Selthor turned to her, eyes filled with concern. "No, Dr. Reyes. I'm afraid the Void Eaters have arrived sooner than we anticipated. Your solar system is about to become a battleground." Panic gripped Elena as she realized the full implications of Selthor's words. Humanity had barely begun to grasp the concept of alien life, and now they faced an interstellar war on their doorstep. "We must act quickly," Selthor continued. "The fate of both our species hangs in the balance. Will humanity stand with us against this threat?" Elena's mind raced. She knew that this decision would alter the course of human history forever. As she opened her mouth to respond, alarms blared throughout the ship. The Void Eaters had entered Earth's orbit. In that moment, as chaos erupted around them, Alina realized that humanity's greatest challenge had only just begun. They would need to summon every ounce of their ingenuity, courage, and determination to survive the coming storm. As the first explosions lit up Earth's atmosphere, Alina made her choice. "We stand with you," she declared, her voice steady despite her fear. "Tell us what we need to do." Zelthor nodded solemnly. "Then let us prepare for battle. The war for the galaxy's future begins now." The Zarkonian ship shuddered as it maneuvered into defensive positions. On the view screens, Alina watched in horror as dark, ominous shapes emerged from the inky blackness of space. The Void Eaters had arrived, and humanity's first trial by fire in the galactic community was about to begin. As Part 1 concludes, the stage is set for an epic struggle. Humanity must quickly adapt to their new reality, facing an alien threat alongside their newfound allies. The story has introduced key characters, established the central conflict, and highlighted the themes of human resilience and adaptability. The next part will delve into the challenges humanity faces as they confront this existential threat. The challenge. The skies above Earth blazed with otherworldly light as the Zarkonian ships clashed with the Void Eaters. Dr. Alina Reyes watched from the command center of the alien flagship, her heart pounding as she struggled to process the scale of the battle unfolding before her. "Our defenses are holding," High Emissary Zelthor announced, his voice tight with concentration. "But we cannot maintain this position indefinitely. We need a new strategy." Captain Sarah Chen, who had been coordinating with Earth's military forces, stepped forward. "What exactly are we dealing with here? What are these Void Eaters?" Zelthor's large eyes blinked slowly. "They are a scourge upon the galaxy, Captain. Living ships that consume energy and matter alike. They seek only to devour, leaving dead worlds in their wake." Alina's scientific curiosity overrode her fear for a moment. "Living ships? How is that possible?" "Their biology is unlike anything we've encountered," Zelthor explained. "They exist in a state between organic and mechanical. Our weapons can harm them, but they regenerate quickly." As if to emphasize his point, a Zarkonian cruiser on the view screen erupted in a brilliant explosion. The Void Eater that had attacked it seemed to absorb the energy of the blast, its dark hull pulsing with stolen life. "We need to find a way to stop them from regenerating," Alina mused, her mind already racing through potential solutions. Captain Chen nodded in agreement. "If we can't kill them outright, we need to contain them somehow. Buy ourselves some time." Zelthor's expression brightened slightly. "Your species' propensity for lateral thinking is why we sought your alliance. Perhaps together, we can devise a strategy that neither of us would have considered alone." As they debated potential plans, an urgent transmission came through from Earth. General Williams' hologram appeared, his face etched with worry. "We've got a situation down here," he reported. "Some of those Void Eater things have broken through. They've landed in several major cities. We're doing our best to evacuate civilians, but our weapons are barely slowing them down." Alina felt a chill run down her spine. The threat was no longer confined to space. Her home was under direct attack. "We need to split our forces," Captain Chen declared. "We can't abandon Earth's surface." Zelthor nodded gravely. "Agreed. I will lead our main fleet in continuing the space battle. Captain Chen, can you coordinate a joint Earth-Zarkonian ground defense?" "Absolutely," Chen replied, her jaw set with determination. "And what about me?" Alina asked, feeling somewhat out of her depth in this military planning. Zelthor turned to her. "Dr. Rice, your scientific expertise may be our greatest asset. I need you to work with our researchers to find a weakness in the Void Eaters. Anything that could give us an edge." Alina nodded, grateful to have a clear purpose. As Chen departed to oversee the ground operations, Alina was led to the Zarkonian research bay. The facility was a marvel of alien technology, with holographic displays and equipment she could scarcely comprehend. A Zarkonian scientist named Velex greeted her. "Dr. Rice, welcome. We have collected data on the Void Eater's energy signatures and biological composition. Perhaps your fresh perspective will help us see something we've missed." For hours, Alina pored over the data with Velex and the research team. The Void Eaters were indeed unlike anything she had studied before. Their ability to convert energy and matter into sustenance for their regeneration seemed to defy the laws of physics as she understood them. As she worked, reports from Earth grew increasingly dire. The Void Eaters were advancing, leaving destruction in their wake. Conventional weapons merely slowed them down, and even the Zarkonians' advanced technology couldn't stop them completely. Frustration mounting, Alina found her thoughts drifting to her childhood. She remembered visiting a natural history museum, fascinated by the exhibits on prehistoric life. Suddenly, an idea struck her. "Velex," she called out, excitement in her voice. "What if we're thinking about this all wrong? We're trying to destroy the Void Eaters, but what if we could trap them instead?" The alien scientist tilted his head curiously. "Trap them? How?" Alina's words tumbled out rapidly as her idea took shape. "On Earth, we found ancient insects preserved in amber. The resin trapped them, preventing decomposition. What if we could create something similar on a massive scale? A substance that could encase the Void Eaters, cutting them off from any energy sources." Velex's eyes widened. "Fascinating. We have experimented with energy nullifying fields, but never considered a physical containment method. This could work, but developing such a substance would be incredibly challenging." "Then let's get to work," Alina said, her determination renewed. "We don't need to destroy them if we can neutralize them." As Alina and the Zarkonian team raced against time to develop their cosmic amber, the battles raged on in space and on Earth's surface. Captain Chen led a daring defense, coordinating human and alien forces to slow the Void Eaters' advance. Her strategic brilliance bought precious time, but the enemy's relentless regeneration meant that victory remained out of reach. In orbit, High Emissary Xelthor's fleet fought valiantly, preventing more Void Eaters from reaching Earth. But for every enemy ship they destroyed, it seemed two more took its place. The Zarkonians' advanced weapons were beginning to run low on power, and fatigue was setting in among the crews. Back in the research bay, Alina and Velex had a breakthrough. By combining Zarkonian energy nullifying technology with a rapidly hardening polymer of Alina's design, they created a substance that could potentially trap and contain the Void Eaters. "We've done it," Alina exclaimed, watching as their prototype engulfed a small sample of Void Eater material, rendering it inert. Velex's skin shimmered with excitement. "Remarkable. But now we face an even greater challenge. How do we deploy this on a scale large enough to make a difference?" Alina's moment of triumph was cut short as she realized the enormity of the task ahead. They had found a potential solution, but implementing it would require resources and coordination on a global, no, interstellar scale. As alarms blared once again, signaling a new wave of Void Eater attacks, Alina knew that the real test was yet to come. Humanity and their new alien allies would need to work together in ways they never had before if they hoped to survive. With determination in her eyes, Alina turned to Velex. "Let's present this to Xelthor and Earth's leaders. It's time to launch a counterattack." As Part 2 concludes, the story has presented the enormous challenge facing humanity and the Zarkonians. It has highlighted human ingenuity through Alina's innovative thinking, while also showcasing the importance of cooperation between species. The stage is now set for a daring plan to turn the tide against the Void Eaters, leading into the next part where human ingenuity will be put to the ultimate test. The ingenuity. The combined war room of human and Zarkonian leaders buzzed with nervous energy as Dr. Alina Rice presented her findings. Holographic displays showed the devastation wrought by the Void Eaters across Earth's surface and in orbit. Time was running out. "Ladies and gentlemen," Elena began, her voice steady despite her nerves, "we've developed a substance we're calling nullifier. It's capable of encasing the Void Eaters and cutting them off from their energy sources." High Emissary Excelfor leaned forward, his iridescent skin glowing with interest. "Impressive work, Dr. Reyes. But how do we deploy this nullifier on a large enough scale to make a difference?" Captain Sarah Chen, her uniform singed from recent ground battles, spoke up. "We'd need to get close to those things, really close. And we'd have to hit them all at once, or they'll just adapt." General Williams nodded grimly. "Not to mention we'd need to produce this nullifier in massive quantities and fast." The room fell silent as the enormity of the task sank in. Elena felt a moment of doubt. Had they come this far only to fail? Suddenly, a young human engineer named Raj Patel cleared his throat. "What if we didn't need to get close?" All eyes turned to him. What if we could deliver the nullifier from a distance?" Elena's eyes widened as she caught on to Raj's train of thought. "Like a missile?" Raj nodded excitedly. "Exactly. We could retrofit our existing missile systems with nullifier payloads. And if we coordinate with the Zarkonian ships, we could hit the Void Eaters from all angles simultaneously." The room erupted in discussion as military leaders and scientists alike began to see the potential in this plan. Selthor raised a hand for silence. "An ingenious suggestion," the alien leader said, "but we still face the challenge of producing enough nullifier. Our resources are stretched thin as it is." Elena stepped forward, an idea forming. "What if we turn to the public? A global effort. We have factories sitting idle because of the invasion. If we can quickly retool them to produce nullifier components." "A Manhattan project for the 21st century," General Williams mused. "It's risky, but it might be our only shot." Captain Chen nodded in agreement. "We'll need to set up a secure global network to coordinate production and distribution. And we'll need to train people quickly on how to retrofit the missiles." As the leaders debated the finer points of the plan, Elena felt a surge of pride. This was humanity at its best, innovative, adaptable, and unbreakable in the face of overwhelming odds. The next 72 hours were a whirlwind of activity. Elena found herself at the center of a global initiative unlike anything in human history. Factories around the world were repurposed to produce nullifier components. Scientists and engineers worked around the clock, sharing breakthroughs and solving problems in real time. Raj led a team in developing a delivery system for the nullifier missiles, working closely with Zarkonian weapons experts to ensure compatibility with their ships. Captain Chen coordinated with military forces worldwide, preparing them for the synchronized attack. As the deadline approached, Elena stood in a makeshift control center, watching screens that showed the global effort unfolding. In cities across the planet, civilians and soldiers worked side by side, loading nullifier missiles onto launchers. Zarkonian ships hovered protectively, their crews ready for what might be their final battle. "It's time," General Williams announced, his voice echoing through communication channels worldwide. "All units prepare for synchronized launch on my mark." Elena held her breath, acutely aware that the fate of two species hung in the balance. She thought of all the people who had worked tirelessly to make this moment possible. The factory workers, the scientists, the soldiers. Humanity had come together in a way she had never thought possible. 3, 2, 1, mark. Across the globe, missiles streaked into the sky. Zarkonian ships unleashed volleys of nullifier-equipped weapons. The night sky lit up as if a new constellation had been born. On the monitors, Elena watched as the missiles found their targets. Void Eaters, caught by surprise, were engulfed in rapidly expanding cocoons of nullifier. Their ethereal forms twisted and writhed before going still, trapped in a prison of humanity's making. For a moment, there was silence. Then, gradually, Cheers began to erupt, first in the control center, then across global communications channels. Reports flooded in from around the world and from orbit. The plan had worked. The Void Eaters were contained. As the realization of their victory sank in, Alina felt a tap on her shoulder. She turned to see Xelfor, the alien's eyes shimmering with an emotion she couldn't quite read. "Dr. Reyes," the High Emissary said, his voice filled with awe. "I must confess, when we came to Earth, we hoped to find allies. But what we found was so much more. Your species' ability to innovate, to come together in the face of adversity. It is truly remarkable." Alina smiled, feeling a mix of exhaustion and elation. "We couldn't have done it without you, Xelfor. This victory belongs to both our peoples." As the celebrations continued around them, Alina's mind was already racing ahead. The immediate threat was contained, but there was so much work yet to do. They needed to study the trapped Void Eaters to ensure they couldn't break free. And beyond that, there was a whole galaxy waiting to be explored. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge and emerged victorious. In doing so, they had not only saved themselves, but had proven their worth as members of a larger galactic community. As Alina looked out at the stars, she knew that this was not an end, but a beginning. A new chapter in human history was about to unfold, and she couldn't wait to see what came next. As Part 3 concludes, we've seen human ingenuity and cooperation at its finest. The story has showcased how diverse skills and perspectives came together to create an innovative solution. It has also highlighted the themes of global unity and the power of collective effort. The stage is now set for Part 4, where we'll explore the beginning of a true alliance between humans and Zarkonians as they face the aftermath of the Void Eater invasion and look to the future. The Alliance. In the weeks following the Void Eater containment, Earth buzzed with a new energy. The initial euphoria of victory had given way to a sense of profound change. Humanity had taken its first steps into a larger galactic community, and nothing would ever be the same. Dr. Alina Reyes found herself at the center of this transformation. As one of the key figures in the Nullifier Project, she had become something of a global celebrity. But more importantly, she had become a crucial link between humanity and the Zarkonians. One morning, as she prepared for another day of meetings and research, she received an unexpected call from High Emissary Xelfor. "Dr. Reyes," the alien leader's holographic form flickered to life in her living room. "I hope I'm not interrupting, but there's a matter of great importance we need to discuss." Alina's curiosity was piqued. "Of course, Emissary. What can I do for you?" Xelfor's expression was solemn. "The Galactic Council has taken notice of Earth's role in containing the Void Eater threat. They've extended an invitation for Earth to join the Galactic Alliance." Alina's jaw dropped. This was unprecedented. Earth, a planet that had only recently discovered it wasn't alone in the universe, was being invited to join an interstellar coalition. "That's incredible," she managed to say. "But why tell me first? Shouldn't this go directly to our world leaders?" Xelfor's skin shimmered with what Alina had come to recognize as amusement. "You underestimate your importance, Dr. Reyes. The Council specifically requested that you be part of Earth's delegation. Your insights during the crisis impressed many." As the implications sank in, Alina felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. "When do we leave?" "The Council convenes in 1 Earth month," Xelfor replied. "I suggest you begin preparations immediately. This will be a historic moment for your species." The next few weeks were a whirlwind of activity. Alina worked closely with a hastily assembled team of Earth's best diplomats, scientists, and military leaders to prepare for the Galactic Council meeting. Captain Sarah Chen was chosen to represent Earth's defense forces, while Raj Patel was brought in for his engineering expertise. As their departure date approached, Alina found herself standing before a joint session of the United Nations, explaining the significance of the upcoming meeting. "This is more than just a diplomatic mission," she told the assembled world leaders. It's an opportunity to secure humanity's place in the galaxy. We'll be negotiating for access to advanced technologies, establishing trade routes, and forming alliances that could ensure our species' long-term survival and prosperity. The day of departure arrived with great fanfare. A crowd of thousands gathered to watch as the Earth delegation boarded a Zarkonian ship. As the vessel rose into the sky, Alina caught a last glimpse of her home planet, a blue marble suspended in the vastness of space. She felt a sudden wave of responsibility. The decisions they made in the coming days would shape the future of humanity for generations to come. The journey to the Galactic Council's headquarters took several days. Even with the Zarkonians advanced faster than light travel, Alina spent the time studying the complex political structure of the Galactic Alliance and the various species they would encounter. Finally, they arrived at Nexus Station, a massive space habitat that served as the seat of the Galactic Council. As they disembarked, Alina was awestruck by the diversity of life forms bustling about the station. Creatures of all shapes, sizes, and colors moved purposefully through the corridors, a testament to the vastness and variety of life in the universe. The Earth delegation was escorted to a grand chamber where the council was convened. Hundreds of alien representatives filled the room, their curious eyes fixed on the newcomers from Earth. An imposing figure, seemingly composed of pure energy, floated at the center of the chamber. It spoke, its words automatically translated for the humans. Representatives of Earth, welcome to the Galactic Council. I am Zephyrian, the current arbiter. We have called you here to commend your bravery in the face of the Void Eater threat and to extend an offer of membership in our alliance. Alina stepped forward, her heart pounding. This was the moment they had prepared for. Honorable Arbiter, esteemed members of the Council, we are deeply honored by your invitation. Earth stands ready to join the galactic community and contribute to our shared future. What followed was days of intense negotiations. Alina and her team worked tirelessly, navigating complex interspecies politics and advocating for Earth's interests. They faced skepticism from some council members who questioned whether humanity was ready for the responsibilities of alliance membership. It was during one particularly heated debate that Alina had an epiphany. She requested permission to address the council. Esteemed colleagues, she began, her voice steady despite her nerves. I understand your concerns about Earth's readiness. We are, by your standards, a young and inexperienced species, but I would argue that this is our strength, not our weakness. The chamber fell silent as she continued. Humanity's recent history is one of rapid advancement and adaptation. In just a few centuries, we've gone from horse-drawn carriages to space exploration. When faced with the Void Eater threat, we didn't crumble. We innovated. We united. We survived. Alina's passion was palpable as she spoke. By inviting Earth into the Alliance, you're not just gaining a new member, you're gaining a fresh perspective, a wellspring of creativity and determination. We have much to learn from you, it's true, but I believe we also have much to offer. As she concluded her speech, Alina saw nods of approval from many council members. Even the skeptics seemed to be reconsidering their positions. In the end, after much deliberation, the council reached a decision. Earth would be granted provisional membership in the Galactic Alliance, with a path to full membership over the next decade. As Alina and her team prepared to return to Earth with the good news, she felt a profound sense of accomplishment. They had secured humanity's place among the stars, opening up a future filled with endless possibilities. But as she looked out at the vast expanse of space, Alina knew that this was just the beginning. The real work of building a truly united Earth and integrating into the galactic community was yet to come. With a mix of excitement and determination, she turned her thoughts toward home, ready to face the challenges and opportunities that lay ahead. As Part 4 concludes, we've seen the formation of a true alliance between humans and other galactic species. The story has highlighted humanity's unique strengths and the value of fresh perspectives in solving universal challenges. It has also set the stage for Earth's integration into a larger cosmic community, paving the way for the final part of our story. The triumph. 5 years had passed since Earth joined the Galactic Alliance, and the changes on the planet were nothing short of revolutionary. Cities now boasted sleek, energy-efficient buildings that seemed to defy gravity. Clean, silent vehicles zipped through the air on anti-gravity lanes. Global pollution levels had plummeted thanks to advanced alien recycling and energy technologies. Dr. Elena Reyes stood at the window of her office in the newly constructed Terran Diplomatic Court headquarters, marveling at how far they'd come. As Earth's chief ambassador to the Galactic Alliance, she had been at the forefront of this transformation. A gentle chime interrupted her reverie. "Dr. Reyes," her eye assistant spoke, "you have an urgent call from Captain Chen." Elena's brow furrowed. Sarah Chen, now Admiral of Earth's growing space fleet, rarely called with good news these days. "Put her through," Elena said. Sarah's holographic form materialized, her expression grim. "Elena, we've got a situation. Our long-range sensors have picked up something big heading towards Alliance space. And by big, I mean galactic-scale big." Elena felt a chill run down her spine. "Void Eaters?" Sarah shook her head. "Worse, we think. The energy signature is off the charts. The Zarkonians are calling an emergency council session. We need you up here, ASAP." Within hours, Elena found herself aboard the Terran flagship, racing towards Nexus Station. As they approached, she saw hundreds of ships from various Alliance species gathered around the massive space station. The council chamber was packed when they arrived. Zelthor, now the Zarkonian representative to the council, greeted them with a nod. "Dr. Reyes, Admiral Chen, thank you for coming so quickly." The Arbiter, Zephyrian, called the session to order. "Esteemed colleagues, we face a threat unlike any we have encountered before. Our scientists have identified the approaching entity as a cosmic devourer, a living galaxy that consumes everything in its path." Murmurs of fear rippled through the chamber. Elena's mind raced. How much time do we have? A holographic display flickered to life, showing the devourer's projected path. At its current speed, it will reach the outer edges of Alliance space in approximately 1 Earth year, Zephyrian answered. "Can we evacuate?" someone asked. The Arbiter's energy form pulsed sadly. "There isn't enough time or resources to evacuate even a fraction of our populations. We must find a way to stop it." As the council debated potential solutions, Elena found herself thinking back to the Void Eater crisis. They had succeeded then by thinking outside the box, by combining technologies and ideas in new ways. She turned to Raj Patel, who had become Earth's lead scientist in the Alliance. "Raj, what if we approached this like we did the Nullifier project? Not trying to destroy the Devourer, but to contain or redirect it." Raj's eyes lit up. "You're onto something, Elena, but we'd need to operate on an enormous scale, far beyond anything we've ever attempted." Elena stood, addressing the council. "Honorable members, I believe Earth may have an approach worth considering." As Elena outlined their idea, she could see interest growing among the council members. It was audacious, perhaps even impossible, but it offered hope where there had been none. The plan was this: create a massive network of energy deflectors around Alliance space, powered by the combined output of every star they could harness. This cosmic shield would not stop the Devourer, but it might be able to deflect it, altering its course just enough to miss their galaxies. "It's a long shot," Elena concluded, "but if we work together, pooling our resources and knowledge, we might just pull it off." The council chamber erupted in discussion. Some thought the plan was foolhardy. Others saw it as their only chance. In the end, desperation won out over skepticism. The Alliance would commit everything to this last-ditch effort. What followed was the largest cooperative project in known galactic history. Every member of the Alliance contributed. Enormous solar collectors were constructed around countless stars. Vast energy conduits were laid across the void between galaxies. Engineers and scientists from 1,000 worlds worked tirelessly to bring the cosmic shield to life. Elena found herself at the heart of it all, coordinating efforts between species that had been strangers just years before. The project pushed the boundaries of science and engineering, forcing breakthroughs that would have taken centuries under normal circumstances. As the deadline approached, the shield was finally ready. But would it be enough? The day of reckoning arrived. Alliance ships gathered at the edge of their space, watching as the cosmic shield hummed to life. The Devourer appeared on their sensors, a monstrous entity that dwarfed galaxies. Elena stood on the bridge of the Terran flagship, surrounded by representatives from across the Alliance. They watched in tense silence as the Devourer approached the shield. The collision, when it came, was both terrifying and beautiful. The shield flared with energy, a web of light stretching across the cosmos. The Devourer pressed against it, its immense bulk distorting space itself. For a heart-stopping moment, it seemed the shield would fail. Then, slowly, imperceptibly at first, the Devourer's path began to change. Degree by agonizing degree, it was deflected away from Alliance space. A cheer went up across every ship and planet in the Alliance. They had done it. Through cooperation, innovation, and sheer determination, they had saved not just one world, but entire galaxies. As the celebration raged around her, Elena felt a profound sense of awe. Humanity, in just a few short years, had gone from an isolated species to a key member of a galactic civilization. They had faced challenges beyond imagination and triumphed. Zelthor approached her, his skin shimmering with joy. "Dr. Rice, your species continues to amaze us. This victory belongs to all of us, but it was Earth's ingenuity that made it possible." Elena smiled, thinking of how far they'd come and the infinite possibilities that lay ahead. "Thank you, Zelthor. But this is just the beginning. Together, there's no challenge we can't overcome, no frontier we can't explore." As she looked out at the stars, no longer distant and unreachable, Elena knew that humanity had found its place in the universe. They had faced the ultimate test and emerged stronger, wiser, and more united, not just with each other, but with all sentient life. The cosmic shield stood as a testament to what could be achieved when different species came together, combining their strengths and overcoming their differences. It was a new dawn for the Alliance and for humanity, a future filled with endless possibilities, waiting to be explored. As our story concludes, we've seen humanity rise to its greatest challenge yet, showcasing not just their ingenuity and determination, but also their ability to unite diverse groups toward a common goal. The themes of cooperation, innovation, and the triumph of spirit over seemingly insurmountable odds have been central throughout. This finale brings together all the elements of an HFY, humanity, story, demonstrating how humans can play a pivotal role in a much larger cosmic narrative.